Is niching the right way to go? Part 2. This isn't something I expected to be recording. However, I thought I would share a little bit about my journey right now and be vulnerable, really. So please do listen in and let me know what you think. Hello, you're listening to the Courageous Goals podcast. This podcast is for high-achieving, courageous women who want growth and the know-how to scale their business online. Running a business is a journey and a process. The more we learn in action, the more we succeed. If you're a woman in business, this is the podcast for you. Be in the 5% of businesses that make it. Let's get bold and create the life we desire. I'm bringing my passion to you through advice, coaching, inspiration, and support to help you create and design the life and business you want to live. I am a Dubsado expert, CPD certified in social media platforms, and a lover of admin systems and processes. I am an accredited ICF coach, specialising in trauma and narcissism. My own coaching journey has supported my growth immensely, and I want to share those highlights with you to inspire and give you courage. Let's get intentional with our goals and make them happen. Let's get started. Hello and welcome to the Courageous Goals podcast today. A couple of weeks ago, I released an episode called Is Niching the Right Way to Go? And this week, I have decided to do a part 2 on Is Niching the Right Way to Go? But this part is more going to be about me and my current journey with where I'm at in business, because I am being brave and vulnerable, and I'm putting myself out there a little bit by sharing this with you today. And I thought it would give you maybe some courage to support you on your journey, and knowing that you don't have to have it all together at, every single point in your journey. There's going to be ups and downs, and that's currently where I'm at right now. So for those of you that do know me, you know that I've been in business for about 6 years now. And majority of you know me as a Dubsado expert or a tech VA, something along those lines, because that's what I have been doing for so long. Last year, I then started working with a coach, and it was the most magical experience I have ever encountered. It was amazing. So I then developed, obviously, a huge interest in coaching and decided to sign up for a diploma with Optimus Coach Academy. And let's just say that my journey has been, what has it been? It's been amazing, like truly, truly amazing. And it's done so much for me personally and professionally. And I never expected to feel the way I did, I guess, about coaching. I more so did it for me rather than to actually become a coach in business, if you like. It was more about my personal journey. And towards the end of it, I then signed up for another course with Caroline Strawson. And I'm now still training to become trauma informed, as well as a narcissistic specialist. And I'm doing all of this to support me in my healing, as well as my learning and understanding of life and people and the psychology behind everything. And the learning is just, I don't have any other word for it. I keep saying the same word. It truly is magical being on this whole learning journey of coaching, and I'm absolutely loving it, truly. So the reason for me telling you this is because I am slightly changing direction, which I didn't expect to. However, I'm still doing the same thing that I've always been doing. And ultimately, what I truly love is supporting women in business, particularly coaches, because I seem to attract coaches, and that's probably why I ended up doing a coaching diploma. I don't know. But I do seem to attract coaches. And so I will be niching down a little bit. So I'm definitely going to be working with coaches, all types of coaches, life and business, trauma coaches, all sorts of coaches who are a freelancer, self-employed, a small business, whatever you call yourselves. And I will be supporting you with your business setup. So with Dubsado operations, making sure that you've got everything you need to run your business efficiently and with streamlined processes. It really needs to be simple for you to be able to focus on what you need to be focusing on, and that's coaching, right? You're a coach because that you love what you do. And so I love Dubsado. I talk about it all the time, and it is the most amazing management system that there is. There's obviously so many out there, but Dubsado really, truly, I love it. And I love the whole branding experience with it, the workflows, the automations, the reminders, everything that comes with it. So at the moment, I'm going to be focusing on Dubsado and supporting you with getting your business systems set up. I also still do support people with tech. So if there's something that you're specifically working on, like a launch, or you just want to get your emails set up so that you can be emailing your subscribers regularly, that's also something I do. I create templates, or even if you want regular support for people to send out your emails each week, that's also what I do, as well as my team. You probably know that I have a couple of associates on my team, so we do that as well. In addition, what I'm adding to my services, and that's why I'm restructuring and creating my website, is a coaching program. And that can be either for 3 months or 6 months. And that's really, again, to support women in business, because I didn't know the value of coaching before I had a coach. I just thought, I don't need a coach. What would I need a coach for? I know what I'm doing. But if you haven't had a coach before and you're thinking along those lines, take it from me. It took me 5 years to realize that I needed and wanted a coach. And since working with coaches the last, it's just over a year, I wouldn't change it. I wouldn't go back. Working with a coach really supports you to get you to where you want to be. It helps you achieve your goals, and it really helps you get aligned with what you're doing. And I think that's how I've got to this point now with niching, because for 5 years I have been working with all sorts of business owners, business people, and supporting them with anything VA, with diary management, with social media, with all sorts. And actually, pointing that out, I did a social media training with Tech Pixies. So I'm also CPD certified with social media platforms as well. I didn't actually end up doing the full social media certification, the management part of it, but I did the certification in the several platforms. And I think that's because I knew that my direction was changing. As much as I love social media, I don't particularly enjoy creating the posts and whatever themselves. I don't mind managing it if you've got someone to create them, but I love more the strategy behind it and putting things together. So that's truly what I like about social media. But I did leave that in the past. And yes, then I moved on to Dubsado and now coaching. And so, as you can probably tell, this episode is showing you, I guess, a bit of my vulnerability with where I'm at now. Because if I bring you back to what I was saying at the beginning, with all the new connections that I've made, and they're a little bit confused as to what I do. If you go and look at my socials, you'll probably see I talk about goals a lot, and I talk about coaching, and I talk about Dubsado. And I've also mentioned that I'm training with trauma and narcissism now that I've been doing a coaching diploma. So I guess I've been putting a lot out there. And I think a lot of people tend to only do and work with one thing. But me being me, I absolutely love learning. That's one of my high values, that I really love learning, and I think I will always continue to be on that journey. And so I guess right now I am niching down because I know that I love working with women. I love working with coaches. I love Dubsado and I love coaching. So I'm kind of migrating them all together. Where trauma comes in at the moment, I don't know, because I'm doing this more so for my own healing. I think eventually I will start to talk about trauma a little bit more and talk about narcissism a little bit more. But I think this is more to support my clients if and where needed. The stats of people with trauma is that it's 1 in 5 people who actually have trauma, which is really, really high. So even though I'm not specifically working as a trauma-informed coach only, it's good to have the skills and the learning background in me, so that if I'm working with someone, I can recognize things that might come up, and that could be something we go down a different route with if and where needed. But I'm focusing more on the coaching aspect in life and business. So really helping you with self-belief and your confidence to get you to where you want to be in life. And I guess that comes from me and my experience, because I am still on the journey to getting to where I want to be in life. Like, I've made huge progress since becoming self-employed. I've realized that I really love working with women individually and in groups. I love supporting people. I am a total empath, completely 100%. And I'm just trying to create a happier life for me and my family and for other women, and to give them the courage and know that they can do what they want to do. So to give you a clearer idea of what I do, I am a coach and a Dubsado expert. I am there to support you in your growth, in your business. I also mentor, and I'm a strategist. I love helping you on your journey. So for ways that I can help you, please go over to my website and have a look. I have redesigned it, I have restructured it, created new content, and I have spent a long time recreating this website over the last few weeks, now that I've got a little bit more time on my hands, and it is now live. If you do have any questions when you're looking at the website, please do let me know. If you're unsure about anything and what it entails, or if you'd like to book a call, even just for a chat because you think you might be interested, please do that as well, because it's also nice just to chat with people and have a coffee. And I don't even drink coffee, but have a cup of tea. So the idea of doing this is to tell you a little bit about me, show my vulnerability, and that it's okay to change your direction, because if you don't, you won't get to where you want to be. And at the end of the day, we all want to be successful. Success looks different for all of us. What success might mean to me might be completely something different to you. But if you're not working on the right thing, or you're not passionate about what you're doing, you're not going to get there. You're not going to grow. So really think about where you are right now, what it is that you're doing. Although you want to be putting yourself out there as whatever, because you think that that's the right thing to do and what people want to see, if you're not passionate about it, that will show. People will see that. So really work on you and what it is that you're trying to achieve, who you want to work with, and just be brave, be courageous. This podcast is called Courageous Goals. My group is called Courageous Women in Business. It's all about being brave and rolling with it. and seeing where you end up, where you can get to, and what you can achieve when you really put your mind to it. So the last thing I want to leave you with today is to think about your goals for today, for the week, for the month, or even for the next quarter, and see where you end up. I might have mentioned this before, but I write down my goals daily, and I have been doing so for a while now, and it's hugely effective. It's really getting me to where I want to be, and I'm loving the process. So I will leave it there today. I hope you've enjoyed this episode, listening to a little bit about me and being vulnerable, putting myself out there. And if you'd like to connect with me, please do go ahead. The links are in the show notes, and I will catch you all very soon. Thank you so much for listening to the Courageous Goals podcast. I really hope you've enjoyed today's episode and taken something of value for you. If you'd love more advice, coaching, inspiration and support, head on over to join many other courageous women in business in our free community group over on Facebook. We'd love to welcome you. You can also find free useful resources over on the website at leannebrown.com/resources. Right, that's all for this week. I look forward to sharing another episode with you next week.